90% of new coaches quit in their first year. I know because I almost did too. And after coaching hundreds of coaches, I've identified the exact pattern that kills coaching businesses. And if you're in your first year, you're probably walking straight into these traps right now. Look, I've been where you are. I remember staring at my phone, waiting for DMs that never came, posting content to crickets, wondering if I was even cut out for this. But here's what I've discovered: it's not that these coaches weren't good enough. They were making predictable mistakes that I'm going to show you how to avoid. And here's why this matters. Every day you make these mistakes is another day you're not changing lives. Another day you're not building the freedom you say you started this business for. So pay attention. These 5 mistakes will kill your coaching business before it ever gets started. Mistake number 1: these coaches try to help everyone. I get it. You have a skill set that can be beneficial for a wide range of people. But new coaches think that casting a wide net will catch more fish. Dead wrong. When you speak to everyone, you speak to no one. When you try to help everyone, you end up helping no one. I see coaches saying, I've seen this. I help people with their mindset and their business and their relationships and health. I have a tool that can do everything. That's not a coach. That's a life consultant, maybe. And nobody's buying that. People are buying actual solutions to the problem in their head that they're going, if I get this solved, then I'll feel great about myself. Your ideal client needs to hear your message and think, holy shit, this person is talking directly to me. And that only happens when you get specific. So, for example, instead of I help people with confidence, say, I help female executives speak up in boardroom meetings without their voice shaking. I mean, you guys see the difference? You can feel that second one. Mistake number 2: they undercharge because they don't feel worthy yet. So they're going to just create more supporting evidence that they're not worthy yet because they're a low price coach. Like, new coaches think they need to earn their stripes by charging $97 for transformation that's worth $3, $5, or even $10,000. And it's backwards thinking. Low prices attract low commitment clients. Low commitment clients don't do the work. When they don't get results, they blame you. Now you think you're a bad coach. It's a death spiral that starts with not valuing yourself properly. And here's the truth: your clients' results don't improve because you charge less. They improve because they're invested. High investment equals high commitment. When people buy, they buy in. And the more they pay attention. If you walked into a Lexus dealership and you were looking at a brand new GX 550 and they said, hey, instead of $90,000, because I really want you to have this and I really want you to do it, it's only $5,000. You would think something was abnormally wrong with that. You would no longer value that car as a brand new Lexus. And on a certain level, it's the same with your coaching. People are going to buy in and value the journey relative to what price you put on it. Mistake number 3: these coaches focus on features instead of transformation. You know, they say, I offer 12 weeks of coaching with weekly calls and a workbook. Nobody cares about your process. They care about their outcome. Your process is the thing that they actually are worried about. Your process is the thing between them and the outcome. If they could, they just grab the outcome off the shelf. They don't want your process. They want the thing on the other side. Okay. Stop selling coaching. Start selling the life they want. Stop selling your method and start selling their dream. Because if they are your ideal clients, you are inside their head and you know exactly what they want. Don't say 8-week program. Say how to go from invisible to influential in 8 weeks. Same program, completely different appeal. All right, we're cruising here. Mistake number 4: they try to be perfect before they start. I mean, the needle's always gonna move there. These coaches spend months building the perfect website, the perfect funnel, the perfect everything. Meanwhile, their competition is out there getting clients with a simple Instagram DM. I've seen this myself, and it will happen. The people that are willing to put in the time and put in the work will pull ahead of the people who aren't putting in the time. And even for myself, like I value my family time. And I know coaches that are single and childless, and they have made more progress some years than I have. It just is what it is. But when it comes to perfection, like you don't need to be perfect. You need to be good enough and consistent. Progress beats perfection every single time. Your first client, most clients, don't care if your website is perfect. They care if you can solve their problem. If you understand them and you can solve their problem, you're good. Start solving problems and worry about that polish later, like way later. Okay. Last one, mistake number 5. They give up right before they break through, like right before. Most coaches quit right around, let's say success comes at, month 8. Most coaches would quit at month 6 or 7. But month 8, the referrals start coming. The testimonials start working. The momentum builds. But they never see it because they quit right before the compound effect kicks in. They mistake a slow start for a failed business. Building a coaching business is like pushing a boulder up a hill. It's hard at first, but once you reach the tipping point, momentum takes over. Do not quit before you reach the top, unless you just never wanted this anyway. Here's how you avoid these mistakes. First, get laser focused on one specific problem for one specific person. And no, not I help busy professionals lose 15 pounds. One specific problem for one specific person. Second, charge what you're worth from day one. Your confidence in your pricing reflects your confidence in your results. Ooh. We'll say that again. Your confidence in your pricing reflects your confidence in your results. If you start discounting your stuff, people are going to wait. Do they even believe they can help me? Third, sell the destination, not the journey. Nobody goes to the airport to fly on. Maybe some people do. Barely anybody goes to the airport to fly on a plane. People go to the airport to go skiing, to go to Hawaii, to go to wherever, Europe, the Mediterranean. Like they want the outcome. They don't want your process. And fourth, start before you're ready. Done is better than perfect. And every new level, you better be ready to start before you are there. Okay. And fifth, commit to 12 months minimum. Give yourself time to build momentum and don't use the outliers who have, 100K months in their first month as reason to stop. Most importantly, focus on getting your first client, not your 100th. One success story is worth more than 1,000 perfect funnels. I almost quit right before the breaking point, or right before the breakthrough, guys. I was broke. I was discouraged, wondering if I should just go back to running my gym somehow. I had made every single one of these mistakes, but I had committed to giving it a solid 12 months, so I kept going. I got very specific about who I served. I raised my prices. And I started selling transformation instead of coaching. I wasn't selling workouts and nutrition anymore. I was selling the very specific transformation that the guys who I was targeting wanted. Month 9, everything changed. The clients I've been serving started referring people. My content started landing. The business I have today exists because I didn't quit at month 8. And it's also why I do what I do. So you don't have to go 8 months of beating your head against the wall. The difference between coaches who make it and coaches who quit isn't talent. It's persistence through the messy middle. So here's my question. Which of these mistakes are you making right now? And more importantly, what are you going to do about it? Drop a comment and tell me where you're struggling. Let's get you past these first year traps. And if you want the complete roadmap for building a coaching business that actually works, check out Coaches Breaking Through in the description. It's designed specifically to help you avoid these mistakes and build a business that feels like home. Your future clients are waiting for you to figure this out. How long are you going to keep them waiting?